Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Anne's Wellness Reset. There was a period in my life about 4 years ago when I couldn't stop thinking. I'd wake up thinking about it. I would go to bed thinking about it. I felt afraid, worried, angry, exhausted. My nervous system was constantly on high alert. I knew I couldn't keep living that way. I was dealing with some very difficult relationship issues. I was trying to make sense of things. I was constantly searching for answers. I could not trust, and I felt a need to control for fear that if I didn't control, my worst fears would come true. The more I thought about it, the worse I felt. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was the most traumatic thing that I had ever experienced, and I had all the signs of PTSD. I sought counseling, and my counselor suggested I practice mindfulness. I decided that I had nothing to lose and decided to start meditating in combination with Reiki self-healing. I wasn't looking for spiritual growth. I was looking for peace and freedom. What meditation actually did, it really gave me a break from my thoughts. Not every time, but over time, the break from my thoughts lasted a little longer. Then I realized I didn't have to believe every thought I had. I could simply observe a thought and let it go. I started observing my fears instead of always reacting to them and then regretting it. My interactions with people improved. I'm not saying that I was perfect, but over time, I was less reactive to potential triggers. I started recognizing negative thoughts and feelings and learning to challenge and reframe them. Then something really surprising. After a 45-minute meditation Reiki session, where I was very relaxed and listened to beautiful meditative music with my earphones on, I felt a very intense love in my heart. I know this sounds a little corny, but it was the most beautiful feeling. My heart was just overflowing with this beautiful feeling. I call it love, as it was just emanating from my heart, but my heart felt like it was open and warm and completely selfless. It surprised me because it was a feeling I could not hold in. It felt so freeing. I could only describe it as feeling like I had peeled off the layer of fear and was illuminated by love. It was a temporary feeling, but I knew that if it could happen once, it could happen again. I can't say that I have that feeling every time I meditate, but I can say that overall, meditation and Reiki have helped me heal and let go of past pains and be less reactive, if at all, to potential triggers. I've grown and become a stronger and better person. There are basically, I would say, 6 lessons that I learned in the healing process through meditation. Number 1, you can't heal while constantly feeding your fear. I used to be the worst case scenario person. Think about the worst case scenario and come up with a solution for that. If you had a solution for that, you can handle anything. But I really wished I had thought about the best case scenario, as I would have achieved peace and healing a lot sooner. Lesson number 2, acceptance. Acceptance isn't about giving up. Accepting what had happened was necessary to then be able to identify how it happened, how I could resolve it, what my role was in it, and prevent it from happening again, all within my own control. Number 3, gratitude changes where your attention goes. At the start of every meditation session, I think very clearly what I'm thankful for. And this helps to open my heart and helps me think about all the positives in my life rather than the negatives. Number 4, One of the hardest lessons I learned was forgiveness. Not because the hurt wasn't real, not because what happened was acceptable, but because I realized that carrying resentment was keeping me tied to the pain. Forgiveness set me free. It didn't change the past. Forgiveness changed what the past was doing to me. Number 5, trying to control everything creates suffering. If I could use a metaphor, it was like suffering from obsessive-compulsive disorder. Say you suffered from OCD and you were constantly worried about the fact that the door wasn't locked. You'd check the door 50 times before feeling safe, if ever. I would do this in other obsessive-compulsive ways, which didn't help me or my relationship. You can only control your reaction to the situation. You can't control others. Lesson 6. Peace was already there underneath the fear. Now I catch my fearful thoughts and can cast them aside knowing that they're not real and that whatever happens in life, I have what it takes to deal with it. With this freedom comes peace. Now, I still meditate most days. I'm not perfect. I still worry sometimes, and I'm triggered sometimes. But I know I have the tools that help me return to peace and love. I know that fear can convert to acceptance. Resentment can convert to forgiveness. Chaos can convert to peace. And rumination can convert to presence. And by doing these things, we have peace, love, and joy in our everyday lives. So meditation didn't change what happened to me. It changed how I carried it. And that made all the difference. So I wonder if you've tried meditation. Share your experience in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, I'll see you on the next wellness video.